Imagine waking up one morning to find an entire town gone. Not destroyed, not burned, just vanished, like it was never there to begin with. That is exactly what people say happened to a small American settlement known as Northwest Territory, S.O. Town. More commonly linked to the modern-day legend of Roanoke's shadow twin, a town that reportedly disappeared overnight sometime in the 19th century. No signs of struggle, no warning, just gone. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, just another internet ghost story, let me tell you, this one's different. This one has real records, weird gaps in history, and a whole lot of questions that still haven't been answered. Let's rewind a bit. The town in question is most often tied to Vanish, Nebraska, or sometimes called Blairsville, depending on which version of the story you hear. It was a modest little settlement, mostly farming families. Population? Maybe a couple hundred. The kind of place with one general store, a post office, and dirt roads that turned to mud every time it rained. People passed through, stopped for supplies, maybe stayed a few nights. It wasn't big, but it was known. It appeared on maps, tax records, and even had a small mention in a few newspapers in the late 1800s. And then, poof, in or around 1888, the town just stopped existing. No more letters, no more census data, no mention in local government ledgers. It just stopped being referenced entirely, like the earth swallowed it whole and history moved on. What's weird is this: there's no official report of a fire, no record of an epidemic, no signs of mass relocation. Surrounding towns never logged a sudden influx of residents. It's like the people didn't leave. They simply disappeared. And here's where it gets even stranger. In 1912, a railroad crew surveying a new route passed near where the town used to be. They were told it had once existed, but when they went to check it out, there was nothing. No buildings, no rubble, not even foundations. It was just empty prairie, like no one had ever lived there at all. But if it never existed, why was it on official state maps for over a decade? Some folks say it was poor record keeping. Others say it was simply absorbed into nearby towns. But historians who chased the story down claim they found property deeds, store inventories, even receipts from trading posts that listed the town by name. So something or someone was definitely there. Local legends, of course, have their own theories. Some say the town was cursed, that it was built on native land that was never meant to be touched, that strange things happened even before it disappeared. Animals behaving erratically, crops dying without cause, people falling ill from no known disease. One story talks about a preacher who arrived in town and started giving sermons that weren't quite right. He wasn't from anywhere anyone recognized. His church didn't follow any known denomination. And after he showed up, the town started to feel off. Another rumor says a traveling salesman passed through one night, and after he left, everyone started having the same nightmares. 1 week later, the town was empty. Of course, skeptics say it's all nonsense, that the whole thing is just rural myth, a scary campfire tale that got passed around, and exaggerated until it sounded like something out of a horror novel. But even today, amateur explorers and local historians visit the area where the town was said to exist. They bring metal detectors, drones, ground-penetrating radar. And you know what they found? Nothing. No wells. No buried lumber. No nails. No ceramic shards. Nothing that says people ever lived there. It's like the land itself erased every trace. And that is what keeps this story alive. It is not just what is missing. It's how completely it's missing. There are dozens of ghost towns across America, and most of them leave behind something: a broken sign, a crumbling schoolhouse, maybe an old cemetery. But this one, not even bones. Which brings us to the question no one can really answer. How does a town vanish without a trace? And why would anyone want it forgotten? Was it a tragedy covered up? A relocation gone wrong? Or was it something weirder? Nobody really knows. And maybe that's the scariest part. Because the idea that an entire community, families, homes, stories could just vanish and leave nothing behind, that sticks with you. Maybe it's just a forgotten piece of history, buried under grass and time. Or maybe some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved,